Okay, here's the deal. I'm back and I want to do more makeup and I had so much fun earlier that I'm just going to do it again. But this time I'm going to try I say I'm going to try, I've kind of been doing it, the Shelby Ann routine, but I might go like heavier. Actually, I haven't tried it. I just got a new foundation. I haven't tried it with that yet. So we're going to try that. And I probably, as much as I am loath to do so, I probably will do some cuts in this. Going back again with the Mario Badescu water and the witch hazel, not witch hazel, it's just the milky toner, which I watched a video of hers today and it looks like a little bit different. I don't know if there are multiple, but whatever I have I really like. And now I'm doing some off-brand of the CosRX snail mucin cream because it was like half the price on Amazon, and it has a little bit of fragrance but otherwise is essentially the same. And I realized that I like the cream better than the just like the regular gel, just because I don't know, because I do. It has a little bit more body to it and I feel like it actually does hydrate better. Now I'm doing the Medicube Collagen Glow Sunscreen, no cast, just glow, in SPF 50. I saw this, just another gal on the internet, and it was on sale. Yep. Anyway, I was just reading a text from my girl Mallory about a $34 mascara, which there's nothing wrong with that because I will defend my expensive mascaras, but the $7 e.l.f. Flash and Roll also is amazing. So I don't think I'm gonna do, I haven't been doing like true primer recently. I've just been doing skin prep, and I feel like between the milky toner and the snail mucin cream, it does kind of create tackiness, and then the SPF also has a little bit of tack to it. So we're just gonna stop there because everything else that I have are like sunscreen primers, which is fine, the e.l.f. and the NYX one, but I'm not really gonna worry about it. So now comes these two things that are full, and now it comes to finding where everything is in my kit. I'm gonna start with the L'Oreal True Match in N3, and again, the lighting and audio are not perfect because we're just here having a ball, not having a revolution of YouTube cinema. Shelby Ann recommends this. I've heard so many people say that they love this in congruence or like more than their like high-end foundations, and I did get this at Target for $10. It's like $14 at Ulta, so Target or Amazon, sorry Ulta. I kind of want to mix it with something, but I don't really know what to mix it with. Maybe I'll do a little bit of the toner. It is a little dry, so just to like put like a tiny bit on the back of my hand. I'll do a full pump and mix it together just to give it a little bit more glide. And I think I am gonna just straight onto my face here. I know earlier I did in my last video from 4 hours ago, I did this with a brush, and I think I might also do that again. Again, this is one that like when you put it on your face, you're like, ew, and then you blend it out and you're like, okay, that makes sense. You have to contextualize it. And what is makeup without a little context? Just a bunch of random sticks of color. So yeah, that blurred it out pretty substantially, which I think is okay. We're gonna go with more. We're gonna do more. And we're gonna, yes, there's still Phineas and Ferb playing. I'm having a little bit of stage fright, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get this done. Mostly because I don't want to edit. I just don't want to do that. Okay, here's the deal. I feel like the Milky Toner has made it a little patchier, but like only on the left side of my face. This is working. Shelby Ann says, if your makeup's not showing up, put on more. And I kind of want to honor that. And now doing this motion, we're just kind of patting it in. I might go over it with a sponge, but I feel like that's pretty good. It's got a really good, sorry, I'm trying to think. It's got good coverage. I did go over several times, but it's like a good natural sheen, and obviously like there's still redness, but I was avoiding a ton of foundation where my concealer is gonna go, which is like a layering thing, but also just like a tip Shelby Ann. Miss Shelby says, and she's just darling, and I hope that she has the best life ever. So I used like one full pump. That's about how much is left over, like hide my face. Anyway, I don't totally get, we're gonna try. I don't totally get the wet sponge thing. I'm gonna try with setting spray. It doesn't totally track me, but we're gonna try it. And then I'm also thinking like if I did setting spray versus like water, it will help like do it like a mini set kind of thing. So, you know. But also just to get the sponge in there and pat it in. There's a lot of discourse on whether the sponge is the right or the wrong tool, and I think there are arguments for both. But I think the consensus is definitely don't spend more than like $5 on it because it is a sponge. So that's that. Now we'll do concealer. And for that, we're gonna do the e.l.f. Soft Glam. This is shade Light Cool. I did find, it's not gonna focus. I did find when I was buying this, the neutral still runs pretty warm because I'm like a true neutral. And yep, we're gonna cake face Shelby this. And I did find that the neutral was still pretty warm. So totally, sometimes it gets cakey around my forehead, so I don't put a ton, but then there's the like brightening aspect, and sometimes I think, oh, I should put it on my chin, but then like I put blush there, and so I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose. Now the next question is to spray or not to spray my concealer sponge. I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm running low on this. We'll talk about this later, but the e.l.f. Yep, that's sufficient. Face glue, this stuff rocks. Because I feel like the argument against sponges is that it absorbs so much product, and I do believe this is true, which is why I avoided them for so long and only recently started using them again. But then like the wet sponge thing, I think is mostly so that you don't pick up all that product. Not entirely sure. This is where I say like I love makeup and it's really fun to do and I do it every day, but don't always understand the nuances of it and things. Okay, I'm gonna do it a teensy bit more. I have pretty consistent, I mean, I say consistent, it's literally just a part of my face, bags under my eyes. I have overdeveloped under eye fat pads, and so does my mom, so it's just like a part of my face. And there's nothing I can do about them. I mean, there is, but I haven't decided if I want to do that or not. And by it, I mean surgically remove them. Just taking the rest of the concealer over my eye, because we'll do like it's like an eyeshadow base kind of deal. It's a good concealer. It's $5. It's a good concealer. I don't know that I would repurchase it. Like, I want to try some other ones. Like, I want to try the Essence Silky Blur that Shelby recommends, which I think is like $3 or $4.99. But it does seem to have a little bit more of like a liquid consistency, whereas the e.l.f. is a little bit drier. The soft glam is not nearly as dry as the Camo Conceal. I haven't, which truth be told, I haven't tried the hydrating version of the Camo Conceal, so I don't know, you know, how that one compares by comparison, but the soft glam is less dry than the Camo, which maybe is obvious, but now I'm gonna do bronzer. I'm gonna do True Bronzer instead of the Cool Girl or the Pale Girl one. And now we'll actually see how I do bronzer. Ironically, I'm not using the Say Do bronzer right now. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, which I don't think they make anymore, but there's so much product left in here. I'm going to be using this for a while. And we're just gonna put this on. This just makes me so happy. Mallory called me the other day and we were talking about makeup. She was like buying some. And I was like, I had full face on. I had my morning makeup on. And all I wanted to do was just take it off and put more makeup on. Because it's just so fun. It really had a resurgence, a renaissance, if you will, in the makeup, in my love for and appreciation for and like excitement for makeup. And I'm a creature of moods, so we'll see how long that lasts. But for now, I am just gung-ho. And I'm taking this smaller brush, which I'm definitely going to be using for multiple things, to contour my nose area. This is probably my favorite part, is getting like into the bone here. I feel like it just really ties my eyes together. I think people probably have like their favorite thing to do on their face, or like their favorite feature that they try to accentuate, but mine is definitely my eyes, and it shows insofar as I kind of didn't really care about my face makeup. Has been really haphazard, historically speaking, but I've always really been into my eyes and my eyebrows and just building those out as much as possible to accentuate them. And also there's like a sensory thing. There's definitely a sensory aspect of foundation. I think a lot of people run into that, having like makeup on their face. And as I've gotten older, that's changed. While I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna do lip liner, but I'm gonna do the Sacho Peel, whatever, lip stain. And this color, give me a second. A little wonky. Anyway, this is pinked, and I just kind of put it on haphazardly. Give that a few minutes. My Target didn't have mauve, or whatever it is, mauve, I think, like a mauve is what the name is. My Target didn't have it, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll just try this then. And it's fine. It's a little bright. It's very similar to Do You Makeup by Mario Lauren, which is the only reason why I bought that shade. But it does still work. It is still pretty. I like the mauve a little more because it's a little bit more brown and it feels more like a shadow than like a pigmented product. This is just the e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. brow pencil, the instant lift brow pencil. And I have been using this product since I was like 16 and I don't see any reason to part from it. And I already have pretty thick, dense brows. So I was really cool in 2016. But I just fill in the ends, give it a little shape. Again, I don't have a lot of technique for this. Like a lot of women are like, oh, and I do it this direction and I make it look like there are like feathers or like individual strands of hair. And I think if I felt like I needed it, I would figure it out, but I don't feel like I need it and I don't feel like I care enough to really change it up. So this is what works for me. And you know, we might get to a day where that changes, but I like it. Now, what should we do for blush? I'm really kind of loving just the bronze. I think it's so cool. One of my favorite makeup looks, and my favorite Taylor Swift look is when she did, I think it was Wonderland Mag in like 2018. And she just is like super bronzy. She's in like collared shirts, like very tomboy. And I love that. One of my favorite like styling things is, sorry, I'm reading text messages, I'm multitasking. One of my favorite styling things is to do like a really feminine look with masculine accessories. So whether it's like a big sunglass or a big watch or like a sneaker or something, and vice versa, where if you have like a really masculine outfit, you do feminine accessories. So like pearls or like really exaggerated makeup or heels or something. I just love that. And so I just felt like in that particular shoot, she just looked so like raw and feminine and then had like such cool masculine styling. It really, anyway, so like when I do just the bronze like that, it just makes me think of her and I'm like, oh, like it gives me a rush thinking about that shoot because it just was so amazingly styled. I ended up doing the like lip color blush, the Perlice. I think it's like, again, it's like mauve, whatever, however you want to say it. It's my Costco blush that I adore. And it just is like the right flush of color. Kind of maintains the bronze, but also warms it up a little bit. And I do believe it's time to extract the lip stain. So, and I do put kind of a thin layer on. I don't think it affects the way that the pigment lies that much, but I do try and do a little bit thinner so as to maybe mitigate how strong it is. So this is, and you can see there's still some left on my lips. And this is really cool. Oh, it's gone. I think my breath blew it off. But then I just go around and I kind of soften it and get the rest of it off, like any straggling pieces. Obviously now my lips have been like rubbed, so they're a little bit more whatever, but I promise when they like settle down, it'll be slight. So let's do some eyeshadow. What kind of eyeshadow should we do, I wonder? I have this Makeup by Mario palette. We'll just throw some of these browns on. This is the Eternal Eyes Moonlight. And again, we're just gonna use that same brush that I use. I'm gonna use this for powder later probably. And we'll just throw like the kind of muted taupe here. Sometimes I do blush on my eyelids. I might still. And then I'll do like this slightly darker brown. That one, I think the brush was like right in front of it. And just kind of smear on the crease. And then like winging it out slightly against my bone. That'll do. And then to kind of tie it together, I'll like put some on the edge of the brush and go under my eye. So there's just like a little bit more cohesion. We'll do the same over here. I think that about does it. Just a little bit. This kind of isn't really a Shelby Ann makeup routine at all, but applying her concepts of layering, a lot of the products recommended by her. Truthfully, it's less of like a following her routine and more of like implementing her techniques and doing it in the lens of what I learned from her. And I think we're off to a good start. So now, let's see, I'll curl my lashes and I am gonna do like a lash primer because I do think that helps. If you, viewer, watch other makeup creators, but like professional makeup creators and artists and things, there's this one lady, her account name is Rose and Ben, and she has a brush company, and she just came out with a super, super cool brush that is like it's a mini fan brush. So like the fan like comes out like this, and it's like so that you can do tight lining or like putting mascara on your lower lash line or whatever. Like it's super, super cool, and I think I would like to procure it and try it out because the directive on that brush is clear, so I can follow it. We'll do primer. This is the L'Oreal whatever. Okay, CILS Booster XL. I don't know if that's supposed to be a French word. I don't speak French. I'm not gonna. And I don't know if it's an acronym, so it's just the primer. I think it's easy to see. It's hard to tell when like a mascara is dying because it's just black liquid, but it is a little harder to tell, or no, it is easier to tell I think when a primer is dying. And I think this might be dying because it stays whitish. What do I know? What we're gonna do now is a little bit of powder, and I'm trying to decide if I want to do a puff. I think I'll do a puff for the bulk of it. This is the L'Oreal Blurfection in the pink one. I think it's just called Pink Light, and it's pretty amazing. As someone who has not used any other powder, but here's the deal, I didn't use any other powder because I was afraid of it, and Shelby Ann set me straight, and it is amazing. I'll try to do a before and after. So I've just put it in the lid, and I'm rubbing it around on the back of my hand to kind of smooth it out. And now I'm just gonna go mostly under my eye. Like, it's just amazing. And I can up close see like the light pink of it, which I think is fine. Okay, I got all out there, but we'll make it work. But it just is pretty magical. That was like not on my face at all. It's fine. Pretty magic. I didn't go through and like uncrease under my eyes, but that's fine. Pretty freaking cool. And I did get a little bit around like the T-zone, as it were, or like where I placed concealer. I don't really powder the rest of my face. That's another like jury's still out. At one point, I don't think I'm gonna do today, but I do want to try and like cut with concealer under here. I just don't think I want to use the concealer that I have for it. Honestly, it's kind of the thing. So now in Shelby fashion, I'm gonna do with the Essence Soft Touch Powder Bronzer, which smells like butter. Well, it doesn't smell like butter, but it smells like what they tell you butter smells like, but it, you know, or like butter when it's like melted over things. Actually, I think I'm gonna use this side and just kind of like place it. Jury's still out on this bronzer. I feel like it's a little light for me, but I just wanted to try powder bronzer. I just wanted to give it a go. I'm gonna switch brushes to the one that I just used for bronzer. I just wanted to try. I think I would probably get my slightly darker shade, like we know I love, but I feel like on the whole, this one is pretty good. So you put a little bit of the bronzer back, and also I guess now setting it with powder. If my brush technique is lacking, probably is. And then I'm trying to decide if I should do like this like shimmery essence one, or there we go, which is broke it almost immediately, or want to go in with my Natasha Denona. And the thing with the Natasha Denona, that's a little bit of a tongue twister, is that it is a cream. I think it might be cream to powder, like that new Prada one, but I think we're gonna do this one, just like a little bit. And it is a like shimmery, so it's like kind of a, what do they call it? A highlighter, a blush highlighter. Blonde tour, that's what the kids are saying these days. And just kind of putting that back. It is pretty pigmented. And that's the thing, like over time, I don't necessarily love. Here's the deal, I just wish I had a different shade, but not a lot of places make a red powder bronzer. And so this was, oddly enough, kind of the closest I could do. Because I just love red blush on myself. Again, it just kind of like works with my eyes. So that's that. Oh, I gotta do actual mascara now. Let's dramatize the eye a little bit. So I'm gonna go with the MAC Eye Kohl Crayon in Teddy. This is like a brown, anyway, it's not gonna come out. It's a brown, kind of shimmery. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it. So I'm gonna go take that hair out of my way. Like that, on the top. Also, now that I'm looking at it, that lash primer, it's like clumped and left residue a little bit, but. And on the bottom. And the bottom really is where I shine. And I brought the wing out just like a little bit on the end. It kind of falls into the curve of my bones and my eyelid, but okay, I thought I just put it in there. It was just the mirror. But just adds a little bit of drama. And then to really zhuzh it up, I'll go back with the Mario or the Bobbi Brown palette in the like Ultra Nude or whatever, and just kind of that's a really long eyelash, and just give it a little extra, because I'm gonna do 3 different mascaras. That's not a Shelby Ann, that's a me. And the position of this camera has shifted so much. I'm at the part of Phineas and Ferb where Major Monogram and Different Prince's daughter are dating. And honestly, OTP. You heard it here first, folks. I'm gonna curl my lashes again. This is the, I think it's like Tweezerman. It's old. Yeah, but it's like the almond eye shape, which legend has it, the shape of your eyelash curler matters kind of more than anything. And I kind of struggle to know what my face shape is and what my eye shape is, but someone was like, try this one, and I did, and I really like it. So have it help me when I need to replace it, because I don't remember what it is. Here's my real makeup tip, viewers. Make an inventory of what you use, like when you buy it, or obviously like what you already have, so that you know what you have and you know what shade you have it in, especially if you're rebuying something. Because I have a pretty good memory, and when you know what you like, you're like, oh, I know I like this shade or this whatever. But it is just really helpful to keep track of what you do have, what shade it's in. I even write down, or like I have a separate section for things that I've gotten rid of, whether it's because they're empty or because I broke them and threw them out. But it's just, oh, I was gonna do 3 and I just went for my 1. That's fine, we can still recover this. That was the Lancome Idol Idole, whatever, which really is kind of 2-in-1. So the ones I was going to use were the It Cosmetics, they call it the Lash Closet, and there's one that's like a serum, just kind of nice, and get it all up in there. There's one that's kind of like a serum base, and it's like just a super basic one. So that's the Lancome Idol on this eye, and then this is the Lancome Idol with the lash blowout by It, and you can see the increase of drama, but just strap in, there's gonna be more drama. And I think probably doing the Lancome first will give us a better base for drama. This one's like lengthening, I guess. I think I put, and I do like a little bit of a chaotic lash. I'm not gonna worry about clumping. I might kind of brush them out with like a little separator. But especially when you do 3 coats, it's a little intense. The last one I'm gonna do is the Superhero. I don't know what this does, but it has a much stubbier brush. Can't see it, it's out of focus. But I'm gonna go like right at the base of my lashes. And once again, just like the difference in drama. You know, subtle, but packs a punch. And that's what we want. We want punch packing. I got it all over my finger. I actually have 2 of these. One of them is old. The other one is less old, but I can't tell which one is which. Like kind of just use whichever one I pick up first. So that Rose and Ben blush or brush that I was talking about, also it's like if you take, like you can put it on or take product off of the eyelash, the mascara brush, and do like a finer coat, and that really is cool too. It's really fun looking in the mirror, looking at the camera and being like, slay, and then getting up close and being like, cake. But it's not really that cakey. There's literally mascara all over my hands. Who let me out? Now, I don't know if the It Cosmetic ones are tubing or waterproof. I don't think they're waterproof, or what their purpose is, but I know that when they're all together, it's substantial. But you can see that really well in this amazing lighting. I don't at present time use brow gel. Truth be told, the NYX face glue does a pretty good job of holding them. That's substantial. What else? What else? Highlight, methinks. And we're gonna use my tried and true, my super broken ColourPop Flexitarian. I've been using this since I was 16. Not this one, even though it looks like it. But it's just such a good, like, sheen. Yep, that's just mascara that's on my eyelid now. But we're not going for precision. We're going for drama. It's just like, it's everything. I did purchase another one recently, but it did arrive broken. So I'm just using the one that I have. And then the pièce de résistance, the inner corner. It just, I don't know that I put any here, so we're gonna double down. It's so good. So that's about it. My lips are really dry right now, so we'll just, actually I'm gonna wait. Actually, no. We're gonna wait, but I'm gonna spray my face first, and then I'll get up close. Then we'll get up close and personal. Crazy that this took me 40 minutes. Like, I know that I was talking, but like, I feel like I didn't do a ton for it to have taken 40 minutes. Nevertheless, here we are. And we're gonna do this gratuitously. Wipe it off. Wipe it off the earrings. I'm wet. Like, wet. And then we're gonna do this super technical thing where we just take the lid of my makeup box, and just, I did this on the phone the other day and I got laughed at. Understandably. So, this is fun. But truly, I think this is such an amazing setting spray. And it's already like 1 p.m. So I probably will still have like an 8-hour wear because just my day will end late. But I swear, like, this lasts. I was in Arizona and it lasted. I'm in the American South and it lasts, like, through the humidity. And obviously, like, it's not perfect at the end of the day, but like, it looks pretty dang close. This is just the e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm in Blueberry because I need a little zhuzh. I probably would put like the Revlon Skyline Pink on but it's in the other room, and it really is not that important to me. So we're mostly dry, and maybe if I turn the light off, we could just, I'm pleased, I'm proud, I'm impressed. They're the eyelashes. And yeah, kind of the up close. You know, obviously I have pores. Obviously I have like acne scars and sun damage. Obviously I'm still a little wet, but like, it just works. It's just great. And I feel great. And yeah, I can't stop looking at myself in the camera. And my hair is a little humidified, so we're gonna leave it like this. But Shelby knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's doing when she recommends products. And I lied about my hair. It is coming down. But it just is good. It's just good. And if you don't think it's good, that's your own opinion. I'm pleased. And that's what it's all about. So, thank you for joining me again today. I don't have anything else to say. So,